love tap. Thank you, much appreciated for bringing you guys in. You guys are going to see some information today that, for me, I was able to see something in this industry about 10 years ago, and it radically changed my life. And I know some of you just have no idea what you're about to see, and that's cool. Over the next couple minutes, I would just say just understand, walk with the privilege to be able to hear from the gentleman that you're going to hear from in a couple seconds. All right? This industry that you're about to see, it changed my life about 10 years ago. Really quick, just going to run through it. About 10 years ago, I was working for a construction company up in New York. I'm born and raised in New York. I was able to see some information up in New York about 10 years ago. I used to work for a construction company, and I was always in a place where I felt like I didn't really.
We don't need translation,
No.
Like where I was at financially.
I asked them before, and they're okay with it.
Okay. Times right now, we can all do a little bit better, right? So that was me 10 years ago, and somebody brought me to come see the information, very similar to the way how you guys got brought over to see the information tonight, and my life changed after that. I'm not going to go too much deeper into that, but what I will say is the way it was changed because my mind changed the way I approach business. Okay? So because of that, it allowed me to now be at least important enough to be in front of the room right now to intro the next person. All right?
En un momento más voy a estar traduciendo. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Eddie.
Jot down some notes while we go over some of the information. Definitely do so.
Fair.
Because the person that I'm about to bring up to the stage right now has been a mentor of mine for many years. Who in the room would love to just one day, be able to call yourself a millionaire? One day, is that cool? Would we be open to that?
Yes.
Absolutely. The individual that I'm about to introduce to you guys has been someone who has mentored many millionaires. As a matter of fact, his presence in many business folks' lives has been able to transform them from wishing they could be one of those millionaires to making it an actual thing. This man has mentored well over 50 individuals.
She came all the way from Costa Rica.
Within the industry that I'm trying to do right now that I saw about 10 years ago. So if you're okay, that's okay. All right, if you're open to hearing, how is it possible for you to maybe change your life within the next hour or so hearing some of the information for your name? That's okay. So without further ado, what I like to do is bring up the individual that has helped me He's coming all the way from Texas to be able to share this information with us. His name is the one and only Mr. Holton Buggs.
Yay! ¿Cómo estamos? Puede ser mejor que eso. No van a estar tranquilos, mí. Yo le puedo quitar esa máscara. ¿Cómo están todos? Ok. Eso estoy hablando. Yo estoy emocionado hoy. Agendamos 2 meetings. Tenemos otro grupo que viene a las 8. Esto es lo que hacemos. Las cosas no funcionan como uno quiere. Yo sé que todos los de las 8 de la noche no van a poder entrar aquí. Entonces ustedes están afortunados de estar aquí hoy. No estamos en full capacidad. Solo nos permiten tener unas cuantas personas en la habitación y después ya no podemos estar más. Entonces hagamos lo que podamos hacer. Hagamos 2 meetings. Estoy emocionado de que ustedes están aquí hoy. Levanten la mano si esta es la primera vez que están viendo la compañía, si alguno invitado. Le voy a preguntar que se levante y presente. Levanten la mano. ¿Quién son ustedes? Quiero ver quién está.
Just kidding. But anyway, guys, I haven't done a presentation here.
No he hecho una presentación aquí. En Miami, hace mucho tiempo que estuve aquí. Pero como tenemos 2 presentaciones hoy, voy a entrar al mensaje. Me?
Good.
Yes.
I'll give you a little bit.
Le voy a dar un poquito de información sobre mí
And tell you a whole bunch of stuff.
y le voy a comentar un poquito de cosas.
Alright. How many of you, the person who invited you here told you some great things about me? I know you were like, right? I know you were like that, right? He gave me all that good. But anyway, don't know
Me siento a
how
punto
many
para
of you came today
transmitir.
just because you want to get out of the house? Like, I'm sick and tired of quarantine. Like anywhere else, I go listen. I don't care what they're going to talk about. It's always one in the crowd. It's like that. But anyway, you guys, this is a different world. When you come into a room today, and everybody's got their video cameras. How many of y'all have been on live streaming right now?
Yeah, right here.
Live streaming right now?
Yeah.
You're guilty of having any live streaming right now? So when you do a presentation these days, you're doing it all over the world because you have no idea who's connected to who and who's connected to who. So I have to give my disclaimers today. And I can't tell you all the real good stuff that I was going to say because it's on camera. And
We can shut it off.
so I'll give y'all like, I'm going to give y'all like that. I'm going to talk about 45% of the money. I can't talk about all of it because, you guys got to be on camera today. But anyway, it'll be enough. It'll be enough. With our guest today, okay, those of you who are here as guests today, I'm going to talk today about some money. I am. And I'm going to not guarantee you any income, but I'm going to talk about money. And how many of you used to have or still have money conversations in your house? All right. How many of y'all are not going to raise your hand no matter which question
Tengo eso también.
So I'm going to talk about
Voy a
money
hablar de
today.
dinero hoy.
I'm going to talk about
Voy a
it in a
hablar
different perspective.
En una forma
Grew up in a
diferente. Yo
household
crecí en una casa.
not too far from here in Tampa,
No
Florida.
muy lejos de aquí en Tampa,
Live in Houston
Florida.
now.
Vivo en Houston
At the
ahora.
age of 17, I left
Me
Tampa
fui a los
and
17
went on a football
años.
scholarship. Went to
Me
Houston,
dieron una
Texas, and
beca a Houston.
started playing college football. And that was going to be my career. I was going to be a professional football player. I was going to get my mom out of the projects in Tampa, Florida.
Iba a sacar
How
a
many
mi
of y'all
mamá
ever
del
heard of
proyecto.
Ponce Leon projects in Tampa, Florida? Okay. Well, I was going to get my mom out of Ponce Leon projects and all of that stuff. It didn't work out. How many of y'all had some plans that didn't work out before? Anybody in here? Okay. Well, my plans did not work out the way I wanted them to work out. But we used to have conversations about money in my house all the time. And the only difference about the conversations I have now and what we're going to talk about is my conversations before were always about how much money we didn't have. Anybody ever had those type of
Yep.
conversations? Why are you spending money on that? Any ladies ever been asked that question? And when we look at, here's the guys, when we look at our ladies and they come in on a Saturday around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, right? And we sit down and we may be watching some television or whatever it is, and you give that woman that look. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Guys, you know what I'm talking about? Ladies, you know what I'm talking about? You know that look that I'm talking about? Anybody know that look? What is that look that I'm talking about? What we're going to ask you?
What'd you get? How much you spend?
Well, how much money you spend. But here's what we do. And here is one of the reasons I came to a meeting like this, okay? Because I used to sit and I would watch my wife come into the house. And how many of you know men, we have a brain that when we use it, it's like an automatic biometric scanner. That we can look and we can scan you and head to toe, and we can do it in about 3 seconds flat, right? And what happens is there's a calculator that's in our scanner too. And when we don't recognize something that you have on, you walk into the house and we look at you like this. Right? And in my mind, I got to figure, so my next question I'm going to ask you is that new? Right? Now, here's what happened. Here's why I came to a meeting like this. Because I realized that all women, I thought it was just my wife, and I used to get upset. But I realized that all women, I think y'all were born with a chip that was implanted inside of you. And in that chip is something that's an automatic response to that question. Because every man's going to ask that question. Every woman has an automatic comeback. And she's going to look at you and say, no, I've been had this. Am I right? No matter how long you had it, I've had this for a while, right? And so I kept seeing all of this stuff
that my wife Ben had, sometimes she left a tag on it by mistake, right? And so what was going on is I was having these conversations. I got to work over here, right?
Yes, tiene aquí.
I was having these conversations with my wife, and they were about money. Okay? I'm going to turn this way right here. Yeah. I was having these conversations with my wife, and they were about money. And it was always a complaint. I never had a conversation with my wife about when she came in, and I said, is that new? And she said, no. And I said, well, why didn't you buy more? Anybody ever had that conversation? That's like a foreign, that's like a different language, right? We don't hear about that, right? And so it was always a complaint about why she spent money. And the reason that I had a complaint is because I wasn't making enough money. Let me ask you a question. How many of you think Jeff Bezos' ex-wife had ever got asked that question?
No.
Probably not, right? Probably not. How many of you think some of the wealthiest people in the world ever ask that question? They don't ask that question. And one of the reasons is because what they did is they earned enough money to solve problems before they became a problem. So how many of you would like to solve a money problem? Yeah. Now, here's the thing. I can't guarantee you that what you're going to see tonight is going to solve your money problems. All I can tell you is create a concept. I worked it really, really hard. I was on the other side of money, the side that you didn't have any. I was $250,000 in debt. I was 45 days away from foreclosure. I just had a car repossessed, and I realized something needed to change. I'm a grown man. I'm living in America, and these people come to get my car. That was just embarrassing. And I got to a point where I was. Anybody ever been sick and tired of being sick and tired? Mm-hmm. And I was sick and tired of being sick and tired of making excuses of why my money wasn't right. I had blamed the Republicans. I had blamed the Democrats. I blamed the Tea Party. I blamed the Independents. Anybody who was in office, I was going to blame them instead of looking in the mirror and saying, it's me. And so when I decided that I was going to take control of my financial future, I came to a meeting like this. Got invited to a meeting like this, and I'll tell you about it. But here's the issue that I'm realizing. Okay? Most of us who are in here, all of us in here, you know, when we're pretty young, we start off with two circles that we have in our life. Two circles. Okay? And I normally would prove a point here tonight, but I've got a short time span, and I don't want to prove this point. But we start off with two circles that we would normally have in our life. And that first circle is what we call the dream circle. Okay? When each and every one of us was, you know, was born, and I was born at a pretty young age. Y'all may get that one. Wake y'all up. I'm gonna pour some coffee and some laps right here. And so what happened is I was born, became a little, you know, going to school, and I developed what was called a dream. And that dream was all of these things that I wanted. They were, you know, fantasies, the nice houses, the cars, and, you know, and all of this stuff that we wanted. And so, you know, and normally what happens is this here. Here we have all of these adults that we have in here right now today. Got a young lady in here. How old is she? She's 8 years old. Okay. Here's normally what I know. And I tell you this out of 30 plus years of experience of being in business. I've done seminars, and I do seminars sometimes with, you know, I've done them with as much as 15,000 people. And I've done leadership trainings with as much as 2,000 people. Here's what I've done before. I do a little survey, and they don't even know it's a survey. And I actually will prove it. When I'll show you that what I'm talking about is real, and I don't even have to ask you because I already know 95 to 99% of the people live in this example. And so tonight what I want you to do is I really want you to be here for you. Don't be here for me. You don't have to answer questions, you know, to impress me. I want you to be here, and I want you to sit back, and I want you to think about what if what he's talking about is true? What if? Okay. Because what I realize is that there's two mindsets that we have. There's a positive mindset that we possibly can have, and then there's a negative mindset. And some of you came in with a negative mindset. It's not a problem. Some of those are the first people to sign up. And the negative mindset is, what if what he's talking about is fake? What if it's not real? And you see the obstacle. You see the problem before the solution has even been created. Okay? And that's okay. I only got a short period of time with you here. But here's what I recognized. I recognized that when I was doing these seminars, I would actually go up and I would have people make a list. And I say, make a list of 100 things that you'd like to accomplish in your life. 100. I want you to assume money's not an object. I want you to assume that anything that you wanted, I write a check for it, pay cash, you wouldn't owe anybody, just make the list and start going down the list of 100 things that you would like to accomplish before you die. Here's what happened. I would actually have a stack of $100 bills that I'd have in my book. And nobody knew that I had those $100 bills in my book. Nobody knew that I had them. And what I do is and Luis has been a part of some of these seminars that I've done that. Fernanda has been a part of some of the seminars when I've actually done this. And I would actually wait and I would give them time to write these things down. Just 100 things. And remember, there's no price tag that you've got to negotiate. You say you want it, it's done. And do you know I can have 2,000 people in the room? And the majority of the people, over 98% of the people, get to number 16 and can't get to number 17. Except my 8-year-olds, and my 9-year-olds, and my 10-year-olds, and my 12-year-olds. And the closer they get to 18, the smaller the list. The closer that they are to retirement age, the less things that are on the list. And one of the biggest reasons is this, is because there's 2 circles that I mentioned that we have. I'm trying to turn this around here. 2 circles. First one is the dream circle, and that's that list of 100 things that I'm talking about. And even if I ask you right now, I already know, I've done this so many different times, I know the outcome, so I won't even bore you with it, and I won't even put you through that challenge. But this right here is that dream list. See, when I was a little kid, I didn't dream of driving the car that I was driving in high school. I dreamed of having a Ferrari Testarossa. I didn't dream of having my, 1979 Toyota Celica. It was, blue and rust, real rust. That wasn't a dream car. But what happened is this here. See, when we're young, below 18, we have these big dreams, and the next thing you know, our parents teaches us how to go out and accomplish those dreams. How many of you had good parents or somebody in your life who told you, hey, listen, here's what you need to do. If you want to get these things, here's what you got to do, Holton. You got to go to school, get a good education, so you can get a good
job.
How many people with a good job drive a Ferrari Testarossa? So my mom lied to me day one. Right? I wanted to have this big, huge mansion. How many of you ladies have wanted the mansion with your east wing and your west wing, and you played house, and you had your housekeepers, you had your housekeepers for certain days and certain children? How many of y'all have that in your mind? Right? Guys, how many of y'all had a car for every day of the week in your mind? One car, 7 different colors. Why? Because it was a part of your dream. And then what happened is, this is when you had the most fun in your life. This is when you have the most fun in your life. It's like her, she's right now. All she's doing is she's focusing on imagination right now. She's playing with her doll. It's the most fun you have in your life until the second circle enters your life. And this is when they call you an adult. This is the adult circle, and that circle is actually called the income circle. How many of y'all see the challenge, the problem already? What's the problem there? I can't hear you. Too small. Tiny. Too small. Let me tell you why 90+% of people die broke. This is not my statistic. I just read a lot and I know what the statistics are. This is why. It's not because of education. It's not because of who's in office. It's not because of who the president is. It's not because of who the vice president's going to be. It's not because of any political factor. It's not because of the economy. It has everything to do with these two relationships. Because number one, the person who educated you on how money works lied to you.
That's right.
And they didn't intend on lying to you. They taught you the best that they knew. That was it. Think my mom wanted the worst for me? No. But she set me up for financial failure, loving me. My mom used to always give me the secrets to success. And she used to tell me all kind of things, kind of like your parents told you some of the same things. Matter of fact, I guarantee you. I'm going to say some phrases, and I don't even know most of you. And I can guarantee you can finish my phrase. Because your mama told you the same thing. Baby, watch out for those get-rich-quick
Schemes.
On your way to success, make sure you play it
Safe.
Put some money away for a
Rainy days.
rainy day. Why not put money away for an investment? That's what I never told my son to put money away. I'm going to prepare him for a rainy day? No, prepare him for an opportunity. But we've been preparing to be broke. They prepared. Our days are rainy once we become an adult. Why? That's how they trained us. And that's what's up in here in our brains because they prepared us to do it. You know, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Watch out for those get-rich-quick schemes. See, if it's get-rich-quick, it must be a scheme. Did you know Jeff Bezos, when that company went public, became a billionaire in the first 24 hours? That's a scheme, isn't it? See, when somebody else thinks different, it's okay. But for us, when we have an opportunity to change our financial situation in a very quick fashion, it must be a scheme. Why? Mama said that. My mom used to tell me this. She said, son, be careful, because all those rich people are going to
Hell.
no, going to the mall. Yep, my mom used to say that, though. And so when you think about it, all they did was trying to protect you from failure. Here's why. Because they didn't know how to become a millionaire. And if you tried, they knew that they didn't have the skills. And if you tried, they figured you failed. So I'm going to protect you. I'm going to protect my baby from falling. I'm going to make sure that my baby don't get hurt. So let me protect you. Rich people going to hell. All that kind of stuff, right? What was the Bible verse that you say? It's easier for a rich man, enter the kingdom of heaven than something like that.
Then it is
For a camel to go through the eye of a whatever it is. I'll tell you, how about me a skinny camel? I ain't listening to mama. So here's what happens though. Here's the problem. It's not that you have two circles. The problem is you got all of these dreams. You become an adult. Income is right here because they didn't properly prepare you. Here's what 95% of the people do. This is, here's my paycheck. I had mansions over here. I had cars over here. I had all the kind of maids and service people over here. But I'm a school teacher. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to shrink my dream so I can fit my dream into the income that I have. And so what happened is all those things that you were preparing for in your mind that is available and ready for you, what you did is you just said, you know what, don't worry about that. And then your pastor told you, you need to be content. Be content with what you have. You got a roof over your head? Be content. And so what you do is you shrink all of that, and now you live what's called a settle for life, or a life like I was living. Friday to Friday, paycheck to paycheck, and if I missed income for 90 days, I'd be bankrupt. I don't have to ask you, that's 90% of Americans. You can't fool me with the nice purses and the nice shoes and the nice watch. I know that's just the statistics in America. And so what I realize is I need to do something about that because that's a big, how many of y'all know somebody who lives like that? Right? Raise your hands real high. Yeah. Yes, we all know somebody who lives like that, right? Yeah, sometimes we see them when we brush our teeth in the mirror. and so, here's what I want to do right now. Okay? Mike, here's what I want to do. Today is not going to be about convincing you of anything. The reason
Hoy
why
no
I
estoy aquí para convencerte.
if I've got to convince
Si
you
te
to live a
tengo que
lifestyle
convencer para
like
tener
I
una
live,
vida
you're
estilo,
already the wrong person.
ya tú eres la persona equivocada. Lo que voy a hacer es que te voy a mostrar unas cuantas cosas que me permitieron a mí ir de un lado al otro. ¿Por qué tú vas a querer quedarte en otros hoteles como Ritz-Carlton, Four Seasons? Tú sabes, Motel 6 son buenos también. Y yo le iba a vender bajar mi estilo de vida porque yo no estaba ganando suficiente dinero. Entonces, pero aprendí por una persona muy rica que se convirtió en mi mentor. Me dio una fórmula bien simple. Me dice, Holton, tú puedes seguir mirando y convencer que tú no quieres y necesitas estas cosas. Tú puedes seguir convenciéndote si tú quieres. O tú puedes hacer y puedes convertirte en 5%. Yo nunca había escuchado a esta persona. Los 5% lo que hacen es que buscan oportunidades para incrementar su círculo de ingresos, para incluir todos sus sueños y no bajar sus sueños. ¿Cuántos de ustedes quisieran ser de los 5%? Entonces, esto es lo que yo quiero hacer ahorita. Si tú no eres el 5% solamente, tú vas a tener 45 minutos de un entretenimiento que te puedes quedar. Porque tú puedes cambiar tu mente la próxima semana. Algo que pasa y tú te das cuenta que te seas un 5%. No sabía cómo hacer eso. Entonces, la situación que tenía, yo le pregunté a mi mentor, ¿cómo incremento mis sueños, mi círculo para meter todos mis sueños? A mí me enseñaron, quiero mantener, trabaja overtime. ¿Quieres mantener? Si consigues tu segundo trabajo, conseguir tu máster. Yo creo que piensen en esto. Ya hicieron la matemática. Existe educación, no es haces un master degree para estar
Takes you 2 years to get it. It's $120,000 that you didn't get. You spent an extra $70,000 on it. You're now $190,000 down. And do you know that the average master's degree only increased your income $5,000 a year? So when you take $190,000 divided by 5,000, how many years does it take to break even? It takes a lot to break even, and so I start to
Toma mucho
understand.
tiempo para
Here's what happens.
recuperar el dinero cuando tú sacas más. Entonces la situación que tú tienes ahorita es que tú estás haciendo algo, tú estás cambiando. Si tú quieres hacerte rico, tú tienes que asegurarte de intercambiar algo de valor y la gente te va a dar dinero. Cada uno de ustedes que se sienta fuera de este negocio, si tú no tienes, entonces no puedes tener dinero.
And he says, here's your most valuable asset that you're exchanging. You are exchanging your time.
Lo que tú estás cambiando es tiempo.
And what happens is you go out
Entonces,
and you
cuando
get
sales,
40 hours
tú
worth of
haces
your
40
time.
horas
And
de
he says, what they're
tiempo.
going to do is they're going
Y
to
lo que van a
actually
hacer es que te van a
evaluate how much your
valorar
time is worth
cuánto tu
based
tiempo
on your
vale
skill set
de
or
acuerdo
what
a
they
tus
can
habilidades
sell
o de acuerdo a lo que
you
puedan
for
vender
on the retail market.
ellos a
They
ti.
buy your time for
Ellos compran
wholesale
tu
and they
tiempo a
sell it
wholesale
retail.
y lo venden a retail.
A company will never pay you
Una
retail
compañía nunca
for
te
your
va a poner
efforts
retail
because
por
they
tu
can't make
esfuerzo
profit.
porque no van a ganar no van a
And so he
ganar.
says they're going to give you
Entonces te van a
the
dar
equivalent amount of money
el
on your 40
equivalente
hours.
a
If
tus
you
40
want more
horas. Si
money,
quieres
then you
mantener,
put in more time.
si quieres mantener, pones más tiempo.
Or go get a degree while so
O
that
vas a
your
conseguir
time
un
can be
degree
worth
para
a
que tu
little
tiempo
bit
cueste un
more.
poquito más.
And what I learned and what he
Y lo
told
que
me is
aprendí,
this.
lo que me dijo es lo siguiente,
He says,
es,
here is the issue with
aquí
your
está la
time.
situación con tu tiempo.
Okay? He says, one day you're going to run out of
Un
time.
día vas a correr sin tiempo.
And when you run out of
Y cuando ya
time,
no tengas
you're going to
tiempo,
run out of what? Money.
no vas a tener dinero.
How many of us, and I'm not
¿Cuántos de
saying this
nosotros
to be
no estoy diciendo
putting
para ser
this category of people
poner
down.
esta gente
How many of us
categoría
are
abajo?
running to the lady who may be, 5 years beyond retirement, and she's standing at the exit door with 2 highlighters in her hand, making sure that everything in your basket was paid for at Walmart? Do you think she's there volunteering her time because she's bored?
¿Ustedes cuántas veces de ustedes han visto una señora que está, un señor que está ahí en la puerta de Walmart con 2 marcadores,
And her kids are doing what she taught them to do.
asegurándose que
Trading
tú
time for
pagues
money.
lo que
That's
compraste?
why she has to stand there.
Ella tiene que
Because
estar
they
ahí
can't
porque
go
sus
rescue
hijos
mom.
están haciendo lo que ella les enseñó
How many of
y
you
ella no
ever
tiene
seen
dinero
one
para
mom take care of 5
vivir.
kids, 5 kids income can't take care of one mom? Because of what
¿Cuántos de
I'm
ustedes
saying,
conocen a
right?
una señora que tuvo 5 hijos, los mantuvo a ellos y ahora ninguno de ellos los puede mantener a ella?
Most of you, this is exactly what you're teaching your children. Not because you don't like them, you don't know anything different. You just don't know anything different. Let me ask you a question. How many of you at least went to high school? Any of you have any college in you, right? Raise your hand if you do it. It doesn't matter. I don't have a college degree, so it doesn't matter. I don't care about that stuff. But here's the thing that I learned. Raise your hands if in your college or in your high school they taught you took one course on how to get rich.
Mm-mm.
Well, how do you expect to do it? You think you just go luck up and just, I'm cute. And the rich gods are going to come to the cute people and our bank accounts, they're just going to Bluetooth $1 million in my bank account. Send it over to Wi-Fi, right? No, it doesn't happen that way. It happens because you have something of value that is worth $1 million that you can exchange for money. So let me ask you a question. How many of you right now, if you happen to find, maybe a 40-carat diamond that is just as pure as ever, how many of you could probably sell it for well over $1 million?
Mm.
You didn't get any education, did you? But you possessed something that was worth it. So it's not about how much school you have. It's not even about working hard. It's about having something of value that you can trade for $1 million, or you can accumulate and it becomes worth over $1 million. And today's seminar is not about becoming just a millionaire. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just giving you the idea of you could actually become a millionaire if you wanted to. And I want to wipe clean the slate of everything that you've been taught before, because we've been taught all of this wrong stuff. Here I was 25 years old, and I was broke. $250,000 in debt. I was 45 days away from foreclosure, and they had just repoed my car. My school system and my mother, the best of education that they could offer me, she showed me how to lose $10,000 for every year I was alive. I was 25, and I was $250 in debt. And I was pretty good. I guess that's why I had so much debt, because I was really good at learning. So I took her broken information and I maxed it out, right? Right? Until I met somebody who didn't have a high school diploma. I came to a meeting just like this. Didn't have these camera phones back there. But I came to a meeting just like this. And I never forget the guy who was speaking. He was from South Carolina. He flew in from South Carolina. He was from South Carolina, living in Austin, drove in to Houston, Texas to do a meeting. And I came to a meeting. I was broke, I was busted, and I was disgusted. Anybody ever been broke, busted, and disgusted? And I sit in the front row, not on purpose, because I was like, I don't want to sit in the front row. I'm cool. Cool people don't sit in the front row. I had learned, if you sit in the front row, you're a nerd. So you got to sit in the back and be cool and chill, right? That's what I learned. So, but when I got there, my buddy said, hey, listen, I got you a front row seat, reserved. I didn't want a front row seat because I knew I was going to leave before the meeting was on, right? Why? Because I was broke and I was the smartest person in the room. How many of y'all know broke people are the smartest people that you know? We figured out everything before anybody else. And you can't tell me nothing, right? Because I'm very good at being broke. So here's what happened. I'm sitting in the meeting, and I never forget, they introduced this guy. Now, my mom had given me the recipe for being broke. I didn't think it was her fault at this time. So I'm looking up to my mom. That's my financial hero, man. She taught me everything I know. And I'm like, I really don't know nothing. But I'm going back on all the things she taught me. And when they introduced this guy that they introduced, they said, well, he's 32 years old. He retired when he was 24. I automatically reached over and said, listen, they're lying. This is a scam. I'm going to tell you why it's a scam. Because what age you retire at?
65.
My mama told me the same lie.
How are you?
You can't retire
Messi?
¿Tienen la segunda o aquí? Porque aquí no tienen donde se
retire to 65. Matter of fact, you don't retire at 65.
There's gonna be another session. Do you want to wait for the other
That
session?
is the age in which you
I'm sorry?
can collect,
Okay. Because there's no more seats right now. Okay.
which averages right now about $780 a month. Raise your hand if you can retire on $780 a month. So it's not retirement. It's just money that you put into a system that they're going to give a little bit of it back to you, and they're going to give it to you at a discount. That's all it is. Just a discount. I know how much my mom checked. If my mom didn't have me, man, she'd be lost. Especially during these COVID times. My wife and I were talking about it. We're like, we're so fortunate that we did this when we needed to, or didn't really have to, because when COVID time came, and people couldn't work, they couldn't, even if you wanted to, they couldn't work. My mom doesn't have my mom has a high school diploma. My mother-in-law has a GED. My dad has a high school diploma. They didn't make a lot of money on their own. And I'm like, what would they have done? You know, I mean, what would they have done? You know? And so here I was, they introduced this guy and I said, this is a lie. And the guy started doing the presentation and I knew it was a lie when he opened his mouth the first time. I knew it was. Why? Because he had a speech impediment. And he talked real fast and he spit when he talked. When you mix all that together, you don't know what he's saying. And I was like, no, rich people don't stutter. I'm just telling you what I thought. Why? I had been trained the wrong way. And so I'm sitting there, I got my arms folded up like this. Why? Because I'm in college. He graduated from high school, barely. And so I already knew I was smarter than him. Why? I got college credits. I still got somebody where if anybody needs some, I can loan you. I don't know how I can loan them to you. All right? So I'm sitting there like this, and he starts talking and about some stuff, and I was like, I'm looking around, scanning the room, and I'm just looking at where's the I know it's a catch here some kind of way. I'm gonna use this college stuff that I've learned, and I'm gonna disprove everything. And so I'm sitting there like this, arms folded, I'm negative. I was so negative, if you'd have put me in a dark room, I would have developed. I mean, that's how bad I was, right? I'm like this, and then he gets to one point, and I forgot what he asked, and I said, hold on for a second. I said, sir, listen, I appreciate it all. I said, listen, you got to prove this to me. You know. And I'll never forget, he looked at me. He said, you the college guy, right? Yeah. You know, I guess the person who invited me told him about me. There was a room, there probably was about 300, 400 people in this room. Yeah, I'm the college guy. He said, sir, let me share with you why I don't have to prove anything to you. I said, well, no, you do. He said, no. He said, just listen to me. He said, you know, today I earn income on the efforts of over 60,000 people. Contributed to 60,000 people contributed to me earning money today. today. He said, you went to high school, right? I said, yeah. I said, I was, all American. You're in college too, right? Yeah. So how many years of school do you have total? So I start counting them up, I went all the way back before grade school, and I'm like, yeah, I've got about 14, 15 years of schooling. He said, a lot of coaches and professors and teachers, right? He said, yeah. He said, all those people together only taught you how to earn money from one person. That's the best you can do. And I start scratching my head, and start realizing that maybe I should listen. And at that moment, that was when I opened my mind and I said, as I came in, I said, I'm not getting in. I don't care how good this is, and they're not getting any of my money. And when he said that, I realized I didn't have any money for them to get anyway. Let me just listen, right? This is going to be a free seminar for me. And he asked me one question after that, and he wasn't trying to put me down. He asked me, he said, sir, he says, if you'll listen, he said, would it be okay if I show you how to make a six-figure income? I'm like, sure, of course. I didn't know what he was talking about, because I thought he was giving me 6 chances to figure out what his income was. I didn't know anything about who made that money, right? So I didn't associate with people who made money like that. So I was, yeah, man. I didn't know what he was talking about. And I never forget, he finished the presentation, and he said a lot of stuff that I didn't know, that I had not known about. And I said, what do I have to lose by getting myself started? What do I have to lose by positioning myself with this guy? I got involved in that business, and I'm so grateful I did, because I started learning that there were different ways to earn money. And I learned that there were ways to make money called leverage. And leverage was something that I had never heard of when it came to making money. I'd never heard of leverage. And so I'm going to talk to you right now for about 20 minutes on this. I'll give you some slides. These are some new slides that they just created for me that I have not even seen yet. So y'all are going to be the first to see these slides along with me, okay? So if I look like I don't know what I'm talking about, it's because I don't. But we're going to talk a little bit about leverage. Now, so we can go ahead and spice it up. How many of you want to become a 5%er again? Raise your hands. 5%. That's what I'm talking about. Now, so what I'm going to share with you right now is this here. Let me go ahead and fast forward through that story. I got started in this concept here. I had been involved in network marketing before. I never made any money. But this time here, when I listened to this guy and I came to that meeting, here's what happened, ladies and gentlemen.
Oops.
When I came to that particular meeting, take care of that. When I came to that meeting, here's what happened for me. Can it happen to you? It can. Will it? I don't know. This is what I did. I went out and I said, if this guy will actually show me a system and do some of the work with and for me to get me started, I'm all in. I'll do it. Short period of time later, I started being able to make some money. By the age of 26, I was making more money per week. I was making about 4 times per week than I was making per month on my job. And I never forget, that was when I called in Will. I know y'all confused. How many of y'all ever called in sick? Any of y'all ever practice your cough when you call in? And you know you're gonna see right now, you can call in right now and just sneeze and then just stay home. I'm on my way. Don't worry about it. Hey, you got a 14-day vacation, right? Back then we called in slick. And I never forget, I called into my boss, Mike, and I called and said, hey, Mike, listen. It was about 8:30. I was supposed to be working at 8 o'clock. I called at 8:30. Mike answered the phone. Who's this? I said, this is Holton. He says, Mike, he says, Holton, you're supposed to be here at 8 o'clock. I said, hold, bro. Lower your tone. How many of y'all have a work voice? Be honest, you have a work voice that if your friends heard you talk like that, they disown you, right? It's that submissive voice, right? That low tone voice. But I'm making my own money now. I got enough money to own my own job. So Mike starts yelling at me, "Oh, bro, hold on, man. Lower your tone, man." I said, "I'm just calling in now." I said, "What you mean?" I said, "Well, I ain't coming in no more." He said, "Yeah, I know you've been around here doing that pyramid." He called it pyramid, right? Because people who are ignorant, they give names to things that they don't know about. Why? Because it protects them from having to find out. So they call it pyramid, right? He said, "Yeah, I know you've been around here doing those little pyramid things. I heard you on the phone, and I see what you've been doing." He says, "Listen, those things end. And I've been around a time or two." He said, "Listen, you need to put a 2 weeks notice in, because if you don't, I'll make sure you never get a job in this industry again." I said, "No problem. 2 weeks you'll notice I still won't be here." I was 26 years of age. Here's what happened with me. So I was 26 years of age when I retired. Okay? So this proved my mom. And when I told my mom I was retiring, she said, "You can't." I said, "Why?" She said, "You ain't old enough." Right? So she still don't understand. And up until about 35, my mom would always tell me, "Baby, you need to go back to school and get your education." This is what she used to say after. Because that's something nobody can ever
Take from you.
Nobody can ever take away from you. Raise your hands if anybody ever broke in your house and tried to steal your diploma. Anybody been pulled over and jacked for your degree? Yeah, jacked you for, nobody can ever take. So I'm like, where is this? Who want to take my education anyway, right? Because that's what my mom knows. So I retired at 26. I actually became a millionaire at 28 years old. Okay, this is when I became a millionaire. Okay, at 30 I became a multi-millionaire. I'll just put multi. All right, and so here I have now learned. It took me 4 years from this time mastering this stuff. I became a multi-millionaire. And so I started learning that life was much simpler. It was much easier on this side of the money. My conversations became much different than what they used to be before. Okay? And what I noticed was I wasn't happier. I was already a happy person. I was just happy and broke. Right? That's all. I've always been a chipper, positive guy. I just didn't have to worry about bills. Or bills still came, but I never had to worry about how I was going to pay them. I didn't have to be creative. I'll never forget, I was so broke one time that I would actually here's what I would do, guys. This is why I say broke people are very smart, because we figure stuff out. I was so broke, I would actually take my electric bill, and I look at my gas bill, my phone bill. Because I would play, we play pick 'em. So when all the bills together, we pick one out of the bowl, that's the one we're going to pay. That's all we have money for, pick one out of the bowl. And so one day, I didn't have enough money to pay these bills, and I talked to another broke buddy of mine. So my broke buddy gave me a strategy on how to live being broke. He said, "Listen, here's what you do." He said, "You take your check of your light bill, and your gas bill, and your phone bill. And what you do is send them to the wrong companies on purpose." So send your light bill to your phone, send your phone to your gas, and when they get the check, they're going to know you tried to pay them. So they're going to extend your services. They're going to send you the check back. "Oh yeah, no problem. We'll extend you the courtesy of your services. Just put another check." And that used to buy me time. Why? Because I didn't have any money. I had to get creative. How many of you would like to just pay it all off?
Yeah.
At age maybe 37, 38, I became completely debt free. Debt free. Okay? And that's the way I live today. Debt free. I'm talking about, people say, "Well, you're debt free outside of your house." No. I own, in terms of personal, I own a lot of real estate, but personal residence, I've got 3 personal residences right now. All 3 of them total up to be about $16 million. I pay cash for them. I don't do the mortgage thing. Why? Because I am the bank. When you can be the bank, why go to the bank, right? So I'm going to show you how you can be in that same position. All my cars, I got over $2 million worth of cars. I wrote checks for all of them. I got the Rolls Royce, the Dawn, I wrote a check for it. My Lamborghini Aventador, it was $501,000. Just wrote a check. 2 weeks later, the money was back in my account. Actually, it was 10 days later. Just wrote a check, the money came. Got the Bentley Bentayga, wrote a check for it. G-Wagon, wrote a check for it. Okay. The new Tesla Model X, wrote a check for it. A souped up Camaro, wrote a check for it. A couple other cars, I forgot what they are, but wrote a check for them. I'm not saying that to brag, I'm telling you, I came from $250,000 in debt, repossessing my car, to now, whenever I want something, I just go write a check for it. And that's the mindset that I've been able to learn. Why? Because I earn money differently than I was taught. And I'm going to show you exactly how I do it, and you can do the same thing. I have to give a disclaimer, and that disclaimer is, I can't guarantee you any income. You can get involved in our business, and you can make absolutely zero. Don't tell anybody about our business. Don't share any services that we offer. Don't do anything, and I can promise you, I can predict how much money you'll make. Zero. Okay? And so the income that you do earn will actually be in proportion to the work that you put in. How we train you, how you apply yourself on some simple, very simple steps. Okay? Very simple steps. How many of you have ever participated in Halloween?
Halloween.
Okay, trick or treat. Man, no, this side of the room over here, this side of the room, y'all don't participate in Halloween. Okay, if you have, raise your hands. Okay, this is yes, this is no. Do we need translation? Do I need translation?
I asked that before.
Okay, I just want to make sure everybody understands Halloween. I'm not telling you to, I'm just saying, how many of you ever given out candy?
Yeah.
Do the kids take the candy?
Yeah.
They take the candy, right? So, how many of you ever charge your kids for the candy? If you charge the kids for the candy, you probably have a lot of candy left over. Right? I'm going to show you how to simulate trick-or-treat and make money. I'm going to show you how to do trick-or-treat. I do trick-or-treat for adults. That's what I do. Okay? And I make money. Except that mine isn't one day a year. It's every day. I give stuff to adults for free. Adults like free stuff. That's like candy to adults. Free stuff, right? Free stuff. I give it away for free to them, and we have a lot of fun, and I make money. I'm going to show you how to do the same thing, okay? And so, let's go through this process here real quick. I'll share with you a couple things. Now, that's my disclaimer there on the board as well. For those of you who didn't hear me, you can actually read it and see it on there. Those of you who are looking on your Facebook Live, you can see it as well. And I want to share a couple things with you and go through a couple of slides. So you guys give yourselves a round of applause. You're going through this with me for the first time.
Yes.
So, take a look at it. How many of you see that the world has changed?
Yeah.
Not only changing, it's changed. By 2027, 85 million people will work whenever they want and wherever they want. This experience that we've had over the last 10 months has shown us and shown company owners that you don't need this expensive real estate downtown.
No.
Right? You just don't. No. All right. I own several corporations. And my main company, whereas the majority of my employees are, we did more productivity when they were working from home. Right? Why? Because corporate America taught us in order to own a business and be a company, you got to have a building. You don't. Yeah. You don't need a building. So people work from home. So there's a shift from traditional jobs to independent work. You see people today doing gig opportunities like Uber and Lyft and rideshare and Vibe. You'll hear about that one. And other type of delivery stuff, the Grub Hubs and stuff like that. So people are able to work whenever and wherever they want. Yesterday, people had one job, one career, worked 9 to 5, the 40-40-40 plan. They worked there for 40 years, 40 hours a week, and the last 40 is that they retired on 40% of what already was not enough. Wow. That's the 40-40-40 plan. Today, 84% of independent workers are living their preferred lifestyle compared to just 54% of those working traditional jobs. Why? The education system is different today. I didn't send my son to college. Why? There's nothing that he can find in college that he can't find on YouTube.
University.
I'm not putting college down, but we spend thousands, tens of, or hundreds of thousands of dollars on traditional income that's outdated. It's outdated information. Customers, the expectations have changed. The way customers are treated today is completely different than it was before. Okay? You've got to have ongoing value for a customer to stay with you. You got to have a unique experience for a customer to stay with you. You've got to personalize the experience for a customer today versus what we did yesterday. Your expectations have changed as well. Even if you're a business person, your expectations have changed. Time freedom is what we want more of. Not necessarily just money, we want time freedom. But we also want an income that continues to come in after we stop doing the work. And a lot of people, I find, also want to be in a position to give back. Anybody agree with those things we're talking about?
Yeah.
Are we agreeing on this?
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure I'm not off base. Old world in business, sell, sell, sell. It was always focused on what you got to sell. Sell, 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 sell. And this is what turned the majority of people off about network marketing in businesses, is it was sell, 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 or incorporation. 10 to 12-hour work days. People say, well, I don't sell a product. Yes, you do. You sell your time.
Mm.
You sell your time. Okay? If you're not there, they're not paying you. You better go sell it. Okay? Earning from one stream of income, just like the guy told me. Yeah, man, he says, listen, all those professors you got only taught you how to earn money from one? One source? That still sticks with me to this day. How many of you would love to have multiple streams of income? There's a book called Multiple Streams of Income. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give you a smarter way because most people don't understand that. Most people hear that and think they've got to do 5 different things. No, you can do one thing, but if you got 5 streams of revenue within one thing you're doing, you got multiple streams of income, and we're going to show you how to do that. Own nothing. Most people in the old world own nothing and retire with very little income. Anybody in here ever been in sales? Okay. What kind of sales were you in before, ma'am? If you don't mind me asking. Huh?
Real estate.
Real estate. What about yourself?
Banking.
Banking. Okay. What about yourself? I'm sorry? Perfume and oil sales, okay? So banking, let's just give you an example of banking. I open up an account. That account generates interest for the bank.
Excellent.
I keep my money in their bank for 20 years. Do they pay you for 20 years on my money? No. No. But I did the work.
Yep.
The bank owns the interest on my money month after month after month. So don't get mad at the bank. Switch sides.
Mm.
Become the bank. Right.
Switch sides. Okay? Just say, listen, this is how y'all do it over there? Okay, let me just come on over here and be with y'all over here, right? So that's what I want to talk to you about. New world of how business goes, success without selling. Technology that works for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get paid when customers save money versus spend money. Access 192 countries immediately. Okay. Earn from multiple income streams through one business model. That's called ibuumerang. I founded this company after 28 years of doing this industry and realizing that the industry needed a change and that we were doing it wrong and incorrectly. I decided I wanted to do something that catered to what I call the non-high performers. Why? My first 7 years doing this industry, I never made more than $500 in a month. I didn't just get started and became this overnight success. And so I wanted to make a business that catered to people who were shy, people who felt that they weren't great at sales, people who didn't have this magnetic personality. I wanted to create a business for people who are looking at me right now saying, I will never get up there and be like him. And you don't have to. That's the cool thing. Okay? Leadership is the X factor. 1990, I was making less than $500 a month for the first 7 years. 1997, I developed a system and a formula to achieve rapid success. It took me 7 years of failing to realize that I needed a new system. And that was the time I actually had a chance to meet a gentleman somewhere around 2000 when I met that gentleman who helped me create a system. By 2009, record-breaking earnings, sales in the last 10 years. And within a 10-year period of time, I did over $3 billion of revenue in my organization. Okay. Over $3 billion in revenue, and my wife and I made a little bit off of that. Just a little bit, okay? From 2009 up until this current point here, well over 45. It's well over, I don't know how many people it is now. Over 45 people I helped earn over $1 million a year. Okay. Not saying that to brag on myself, but saying what I have to say in the next 20 minutes, I'm qualified to teach you, and you need to listen. Anybody else tonight had anywhere else that you could have been with somebody as qualified as I am to show you how to retire?
Nope.
And so this is why I want you to pay close attention to what we're doing here. March of 2019, you see right here, is when I founded this company. And I called it ibuumerang for a reason. When you throw a boomerang out, what does it do?
Comes back.
To you. And I wanted to create a company that was based on giving. Why? Because I tell you this, here's what happened. I was really, really bored at one time. I had my biggest earning year of 2015. I earned tens of millions of dollars that year. Just for myself, not the revenue, earnings. And this is what I tell people: money don't make you happy. It was my most miserable time I've ever had in my life. And I was working in a capacity with some people that just didn't see a big vision. I wanted to take the company and be bigger, and they wanted to keep it small and control it because they were making more money than they ever thought they would make. And I was miserable. And my wife told me one day, she says, "What's wrong?" I said, "I'm just not happy. You know, all the money in the world you want, all of this stuff, but I'm not happy. I don't feel fulfilled." And she said, "You're being selfish right now." I said, "What do you mean I'm being selfish?" She says, "What is it that you want the most?" I said, "I want a feeling of significance and happiness." She says, "Well, stop focusing on what you want and go give to somebody else what it is that you want." And here's what changed me. I would go out every day and I would make sure that I made somebody else's life better that day. In some form or fashion. Whether it was a compliment, whether it was something I was going to do, whether it was a text message, whether it was a small gift, whether sometimes I go into a restaurant, the whole restaurant completely packed, my favorite restaurant. Tell Brian, who's the manager, "Brian, come on over here for a second. Help me be happy today." He says, "How to make you happy today, Mr. Buggs?" I said, "Put everybody's bill on my credit card. Don't let anybody know it's me." Because I never wanted anybody to know what it was that I was doing. I went into a Target next to my where I lived, and it was in urban neighborhood, and I'd go and take care of all the layaways for Christmas. Nobody knew it was me. And I'm not bragging about this. I'm just saying certain things, and I start realizing that the more that I put out and gave, the happier I became. I was doing boomerang and didn't even know it. And so when I started this company, I said, I want people to feel what I felt. I want people to know that if they do something significant for someone, it's always going to come back. I never expected anything. I wasn't looking for it. The people don't even know it was me. They just don't even know it's me. Still to this day, thousands of people, the things that we've done, they still don't know it's me. And so I created this company called ibuumerang. Let me share it with you of how it works. Okay? Before, okay, this is before you get paid when you sell something, like we were talking about here. She would sell an account. She would sell oils and perfumes. She would, sell real estate, and you get paid. Today, I created a concept that you get paid when they save. I give value first, get paid second. Isn't that pretty cool? That's called I call it trick or treat. Here. I have my little basket of free stuff. I give it away. and then when they realize the value of what I gave them, they never ever have to pay me. I never accept the money from them, but we get paid. It's like a magic trick, sounds like, right? Here's how it works. Our team created a concept to make the future of business easy for people who was like me. How many of you consider yourself to be like I was my first 7 years? You're not this real big salesperson. You're not this person who wants to stand in front of the room and do a presentation. You just want to make some money and you don't mind helping some people. Raise your hands if that's you.
Yeah.
Now, if you are like me and you want it, we have a system to do that as well. Okay? But we created what's called a PRIB. This right here is unique. We trademarked this. Nobody else in the world has what's called a PRIB. It's a perpetual residual income builder. And for this presentation here, I'm going to call it, instead of perpetual residual, call it permanent retirement income builder. Anybody here, by the show of hands, would like to cut your retirement date in half? Right. And stop listening, but you can't listen to your mama. Your mama done told you 65. Cut that out. It don't take 65 years to retire. It takes financial ability. I'm going to show you guys something right now that I showed it to Jex while we were in the car, and I don't know if you put that screen up here. I'm going to show y'all something real simple that we just developed. That I'll just say in 6 to 18 months. I'm just going to say it will take 18 months. I can show you guys how to retire. I can show you how to have a permanent retirement income coming in, not selling anything, in 18 months with something very simple that everybody in your family and everybody that you know will want. Okay? And I'll prove it to you. But what is this PRIB? This PRIB basically, let me go to the next slide, and I'll come back to that slide. The PRIB basically is a system that does some things for you and your customers that nobody else will ever have done for you before. For your customers, here's what we do. We use technology, and that will follow up with your customers for you. Why? We already know you don't like calling them. We'll do the work. We'll do the selling for you. Why? You don't want to do the selling. We'll sell to them. Upselling. We'll do the cross-selling. If you build a team and you say, hey, listen, I want to use leverage. I want to get others involved and use leverage. We'll do welcoming orientations for you. Why? We already know you're not going to be consistent at doing it. You're inconsistent. Raise your hands if you know you're inconsistent. You're inconsistent. This is why we're not going to rely on you to do it. We'll do it in English. We'll do it in Spanish. We'll do it in Italian. We'll do it in French. You give us a language, you build it, we'll make sure we do it in that language for you. We'll even do it in Jamaican. Okay? We'll do the upgrades. We'll let you sell the events. We'll make sure that we put the retention in place for you. That's what this PRIB is. Now, with this PRIB here, with all of that technology and everything that I'm talking about, what we're doing is that we find value-added services and products that customers want. We got to make sure they want them first. And what we do is that we attach them to our technology called the PRIB, and then we'll let the PRIB do a lot of the work to build your income. That's why we call it perpetual or permanent residual or permanent retirement income builder. I want to talk to you real quick about a few of these things that we put in the PRIB so far. You're going to hear me talk about iGo. This is a website that I'm going to talk about first. Then you're going to hear me talk about this product over here, this newest one that everybody is going absolutely crazy about, called Zents. Raise your hands if you're pretty excited about Zents. Okay. Raise your hands if you have not received your Zent yet. Okay. Raise your hands if you have. Okay, a couple people received theirs already. Okay, cool. All right. If you're a guest in here, raise your hand again. If you would like to try Zents, I'll tell you what it is. Raise your hands if you'd like to at least try it for free. Raise your hands. Don't be shy. Put that hand all the way up, girl. All the way up. If I was saying how many of y'all want a Birkin bag, she'll be like this, right? Giving me a half a hand. Okay. Now, I'm going to share with you something called Build Genius. Okay? Build Genius. Just this one technology alone is the example that I was giving you. In 18 months, I can show you how to build enough money for retirement in 18 months. Just with this, you'll never sell one thing to a person. You'll never ask one person for money, ever. And I'll show you in 18 months. Even if it's not this presentation, I'll stay afterwards, after the next presentation, and show you guys a little simple slide that I've built in. 18 months, you got a permanent residual income just from this one technology. That means that nobody does this or this. And then we've got Vibe Rides, which is a ride share that we created. So let's go through this and tell you how we do. Here's what we've done. Do we know it works? Yes.
Yes.
18 months, over 1 million customers. 1 million. 18 months, 1 million customers. Now, here's what takes place. By the way, I didn't even explain what Zense is. Zense is a technology, it's a wearable technology that we have actually have a patent on. It's actually a patent pending. It's a personal mood enhancer. Personal mood enhancer. And it's incredible, especially today when people are wearing masks, okay, today. And you wake up in the morning, you want to go to bed tonight. Luis is giving me one, I like that, okay? And so this mood enhancer, you just clip it right here on your septum. It disappears, and you've got your own personalized mood and aroma that goes with you for up to 12 hours a day. It's off the charts. Okay? It's all. How many of y'all have not tried it yet? Okay? Raise your hands if you're a guest in here today. You want to try it. Raise your hands if you want to try it. Okay? If you're a guest in here, you want to try one? But come on up here if you don't mind. Come around here. I've got a couple more in my pocket too. You want to try one? Here. Okay. Here's what I have. I've got. This is. Let me show you what I have. I have lemon. I've got lemon. I got lemon. Okay. Here, take one of those. Try it. I want you to just try it while you're here. Okay. If you're here today, let me make sure my guest gives it first. You want one of? Oh, she got up here now. Okay, there you go. You can try it. There you go. You want to try one? Just try one of those. Okay. You want one? You haven't tried it yet. So just pierce it. Okay. Pierce it and just stick it right in your septum. And you can even put your camera phone up and look straight into it. You won't even see it. Disappears. I have one more. You want one there? Here you go. There you go. Don't even touch it. Smells great already, huh? You like it so far? Look at her. So she won't even be able to see it. See, look, she's got it in. You can't even see it. Yeah. Huh?
You can't feel it.
Yeah. Now, absolutely. Now, afterwards, I just want you to just tell us how you feel afterwards. But you feel it already, right? Cool. Guys, give them a round of applause.
Yay! Powerful.
I know some of the people like, I don't know what they put in their nose. I don't want to try that. This right here is absolutely cool. Now, the one that you have that I gave you that's lemon, I think all of them are lemon. If it's lemon, that lemon was actually the first one that we developed. And that was really designed, it was designed for like, for a fresh feeling. It even helps with motion sickness and nausea. So if you feel nausea for whatever reason, you pop one of those in, you're good. And focus, you get good focus out of it. If we have eucalyptus, that's the one that I wake up with every single morning. It's eucalyptus and peppermint. I get my workout. My workout is much more effective. I last a little bit longer doing some of my cardio with it. But it gives me that fresh spring feel. And then we have lavender. Anybody ever need help going to sleep? Pop a lavender in, knocks you out. It calms you. It's designed for de-stressing. It's absolutely incredible. And then we've got some other ones that we're developing right now that we just mentioned last week. It will be here in January. We found a technology. You can put that in that Zense in. We developed a appetite suppressant that you just put that in and you can breathe and lose weight.
Look at her
That will be
face.
here in January. Yes,
Look at her face.
That'll be here in January. Okay. So now, let's go through this real quick, and I'm going to share with you how all of this comes together. I'm going to share with you how all of this comes together. Now, how do we get those 1 million customers? You're wondering, how do you get a customer into the crib? Remember the customers, how much do they pay?
Nothing.
Nothing. They pay absolutely nothing. What are you selling to the customer?
Nothing.
To get the crib? Nothing. You introduce them, and we actually give them a lifetime free membership to a discount travel membership program for the rest of their life. And they save up to 35% on hotels, car rentals, cruises, airline tickets that they can actually book on there. All travel-related things for the rest of their life, and they get a free membership. Okay, it's pretty cool. There's no blackout dates. There's no specials where you can't book on this date or you have to do this. It's pretty cool. It's one of the biggest benefits that I've had because I love to travel. I'm staying here in this hotel and I save money on it. Yeah, I save money on this hotel. I think my rate was normally at this hotel was I think $220 something a night, and I think I got it for $149. Is that pretty cool?
Very good.
I was gonna stay here anyway. It didn't matter. I was gonna stay here anyway. All right. So let me give you some examples of how it works. The second thing that we have is what's called Bill Genius. Okay. Everybody say Bill Genius.
Bill Genius.
Bill Genius. If your last name is Genius, you think you're pretty smart?
Oh yeah.
Here's how Bill Genius works. It's real simple. We have a system that we've contracted with a guy named Bill Genius and his company. And what Bill Genius does is you just take your bills. In certain states, you like bill, take your cable bill, your internet bill, all these different type of bills that you have. Bills. How many of y'all don't like paying bills? How many of you, if the bill collector or your bill company call you and say, listen, we're willing to reduce your bill. How many of y'all accept the reduction? Everybody wants to lower their bills. You pay zero. Here's what we do. You or your customers, you can load your bills into a system. It's a little simple website. It's yours. You load it into the system. It takes about 3 minutes or less. That's it. You load your bills. Here's the second step. Bill Genius does all the work for you. Don't do anything else. You load them in, Bill Genius goes to work. You don't pay one single penny until there is a savings. Let me share with you how it works. Look at this example right here. We just launched this right here in Miami. We launched this on September the 4th, I think, 6th. 6th. Kristen from Texas, she saved $999 on 3 bills. DirecTV, AT&T Wireless, and Grande Communications. Now, here's what happens. She saved $1,000. So when you load your bills, you put your credit card on there just in case there's savings. And that's the agreement that we have. What happens is when we give her the savings, Bill Genius takes 50% of the savings. So she ended up saving $500. How many of y'all think that's still pretty good?
Yeah.
Guess what? She's going to have those bills for, how many of y'all think she's going to have DirecTV for a long time?
Yeah.
Bill Genius will continue renegotiating contract after contract after contract, and anytime she saves money, Bill Genius gets paid half the savings, she enjoys half the savings. Okay? Over here, Carol from Ohio saved $960 on 2 bills, AT&T Wireless and Sprint. Over here, Wendy from Maryland saved $1,335 on 3 bills, Sirius XM, Verizon, and T-Mobile. Anybody here have a mobile phone bill?
Yeah.
I can almost guarantee you that we will get you some savings. And if we don't get you savings on the bill, we'll give you what's called a courtesy credit or a discount or some kind of coupon or an upgrade on a new phone because Bill is a genius. And this one service right here, how many of you, by show of hands, know at least 10 people who would like to lower their bills and that you can get them to do it for free? That's a system that I developed. You get 10 people. I'll show you how to do it. It involves some duplication. 10 people getting bills uploaded. I've got a system in there that'll show you in 18 months. Just the residual income that comes in every month is around $6,000 a month. $6,000 per month. You can do it faster if you want. I'll show that to you guys, okay? This is pretty cool right here. But how does the travel work? Why do they come into our system? Because when they see prices like this, they come into
Batería.
Hotel is $339 per night. On Expedia, you use our iGo system here. Same hotel, same room, $178 per night. Over here. It's pretty cool stuff, isn't it? Okay? The reservation, if you look at it on this one here, this is an actual savings right here. If you look at this, it's an actual savings receipt that actually came through. It says, congratulations, you saved $1,341 and earned 510 reward credits. The reservation came out to be $450 because they used our system, our website. Reward credits 510, saved $1,341. Nope, save it. And we'll be wrapping up here. And what time is it?
8.
Okay,
Yeah.
no problem. Tell them 8:15 and we'll be ready. Okay? So this right here is the iGo platform. So when we give that away for free, the customers are like, can I get one from a friend? Can I get one from another friend? This is why in 18 months we have over 1 million people. Over 1 million people that we have. Okay? So when they come in, we give them that membership for life. But here's what we do. They're in our system for life. All of our other products that we have and services, we do the marketing to them and say, hey, listen, you've been booking your travel. You like saving money on travel? Would you like saving money on your AT&T bill? Would you like saving money on your Sprint bill or whatever bill? And then now that customer still is yours, we save them money. But if you load customers in there, when they save money, we pay you the commission. Let me ask you a question. Give me the first name of somebody you know who would just want to save money on their bills. Just the first name.
Andrea.
Huh? Andrea. Now, does Andrea pay bills every month?
Yes.
You think she'll be paying bills next year?
Yes.
What about 2 years from now? What about 3 years from now? What about 10 years from now? You get Andrea to load up her bill, it takes her 3 minutes. You'll never have to talk to Andrea about it again. Guess who gets paid for the next 10 years, Andrea? Every month she pays a bill. You do. You see, that's the difference between her setting me up at Bank of America. I set up the account. She gets paid one time. Bank of America gets paid on me every month for the next however long I have that bank account. You see how we switching sides?
Yeah.
You get Andrea to load her bills. Now you want Andrea to load all her bills. She loads the bills. The more bills, the more savings. The more savings, the more income. The more money she saves, the more money you make. And every month she pays a bill, we send you a commission check. Every single month, after month, after month. Can y'all say after month?
After month, after month, after month.
That's how simple it is. Okay? Now, how do we get these customers? Real simple. Using a technology called Boomerang. You send them a code via text or email. We generate the code. We give you your back office when you're part of our business. You send a customer a code. How much do they pay?
Nothing.
How much do they pay?
Nothing.
Is it free?
Yes.
It's free. It's free affordable.
Yes.
How many of y'all can afford free? Okay, got it. So you send that code to Andrea. Here's what Andrea does. Andrea activates that code. She now gets an activation code. Guess what? Now she is a customer. She's happy. And she has access to everything that we have in the crib. Crib did all the work for you. She's your customer. Every time she saves, you earn. Okay? Here's what we've done. Because I always wanted to give as well. You know, for every time you give a customer, I feed a child. Every customer, whether a customer uses the technology or not, doesn't matter. And so far, we've fed over 6 million, in 18, 19, 20 months now we've been in business. I've actually fed over 6 million servings of nutrition to kids all over the world. That's been a real big thing of mine, being able to get rid of malnutrition. Okay? Now, here is how the membership part of it works. If you are actually a member in the business. I showed you the customer part that your customers can benefit from. Here are your prices. Check this out. You come over here with the travel platform. Now, I know what you're already saying. Well, it's COVID and there's nobody's traveling. Go up to the front desk when you leave here and say, hey, listen, y'all got anybody sleeping in this hotel tonight? Guaranteed you do. I'm sleeping here. Okay? But your future is not based off of the 1 year or 18 months that COVID is going to limit travel. Your future is based off of the lifetime of your future. And so you don't do something when you need to do it. You do it when you don't need to do it, so that when you need to, it's already done. I told you, I'm so glad that I started a business long before anything came up, so that when COVID did come, my mom and my family didn't have to say, what are we going to do? We didn't have to panic. Here's what happens. We've got 2 different websites, same website, 2 different pricing. When you become a member, we give you even better prices. When you become a member, you'll save up to 70%. So in this example, same hotel, this is a customer that you would have given the site to. They would have booked this. We showed them the comparison pricing. Over here, the public price is $1,046. We saved them $212 over here. So their room was $834. If it was you booking it, same room, same hotel, you would have saved $424. Okay? And so that's pretty cool. $174 a night versus $238 a night. Here's what we do. Your customer activated the boomerang, just like we told you. Your customer books a travel, and we're going to give you 50% of whatever they save. So when they save $212, we send you a check for $106.
Boom.
Night. What if they say 6 nights? How many people go over here to Cancun for 1 night and come right back? Man, I'm just gonna go check it out. I just want to see what's going on over there. We'll go through customs and immigration and all that stuff for 1 night. No, they're gonna go for a few nights. But how many of y'all have friends who go, but they don't go by themselves? And they may take a group trip. Guess what you can do? You can send a group boomerang. 6 people traveling. When your girlfriend Andrea saves $212 and she's going with 6 people, guess what she's gonna tell them? Hey, my friend hooked me up. I got this site, and I can get you. Let me see if she have another one. And she's gonna call you back. She said, "Girl, you have one of them boomerang things with friends?" And you say, "Yes." And all 6 of them get their rooms through iGo, save more than what they'll save anywhere else. And so let's say they stay 4 days. That's $106 check times 6 people times 4 nights. So that's 24 checks of $106 that came back to you.
Woo! Woo!
Hello. What happened if they rented a car? We have yacht rentals and all that kind of stuff on here, excursions. What happened if they take an excursion? We pay you on the savings. They save, we pay you on the savings. We don't pay you on the booking because you make more money on the savings. Okay? That's residual income from the crib because you can't keep up with it. They don't have to call you and book on your site. We give them their own. It's their own site with their name on it. And they book every time they book, you get paid. You just start getting these checks coming in. Okay? So what happens is this here. Residual income from the crib is as simple as 1, 2, 3. Okay? You send the ambassador and customer to the crib. The crib uses the data and the artificial intelligence to cross-sell for you. Number 3, your residual income is based on your efforts and the crib. How many of y'all can do that? Raise your hands if you can do that. Those simple steps. That's what we do. How do you get started? The entry point of getting started with our company is called Standby. It's basically your entry kit. It's $49.95. That sets you up with the website. It's also going to give you 5 boomerangs. You'll be able to book travel through our travel partner, Extreme Travel. You'll have travel. If you even want to refer people to travel, do group trips, we give you 25% of the commission of that. You get a presentation called technology called iDecide. It'll do all these presentations for you, and it does it better than I do. Right? Okay. You have your online business management system. All of that for $49, $49.95. That's how you get into the business. Now you're in, but you don't have access to everything. You want access to more stuff? Here's how you do it. You do it through selecting your membership package. Once you pay the $49.95, you've got what we call a coach class membership. It's $250, and you pay $99 per month for it. This is your subscription fee to have access to everything there. You now own a business. So I want you to imagine if you were starting this company, even just to build Genius, you think it'd cost you more than $100 a month to start a Build Genius company that negotiates your friends' bills and you get paid? Yeah. But here you pay $99 a month. You got the iGo platform. You got access to Zents at wholesale. You got access to Vibe Rides, a ride share. You got access to the iGo platform, and you get the maximum discounts on the platform. We give you 10 boomerangs. You're now able to do all of what I just talked about there, and your commissions in our binary are going to be at 10%. So here are what the differences are. Your business class, you get a little bit more money, a little bit more benefits. On the travel, now you can access over here cruises and other benefits at the $500 package. You get a bigger percentage of income. We give you more customer boomerangs to give out, and you still only pay $99 a month. We don't take the price up per month. And then we have what we call the most popular, the granddaddy of them all. It's called the first class pack. First class pack, it's $1,000. We don't even take the price up. We give you, it's like gumbo. We throw it all in. You get everything. $1,000, but guess what we're doing this month? This month we dropped it down to $750. And you get all of everything that's there, and you get everything on you get the whole iGo travel website. You get 25 boomerangs. You get 20% this month here in your binary commissions. The Prep Technology, Vibe Rides, Bill Jeans, you get it all. Okay. This is the best value package here, but the main thing is this. Start where you can start. That's the main thing I want you to understand. Start where you can start. 6 ways of making money over here. Remember, referral bonuses, direct customer bonus, fast start accelerator bonus. You don't even understand what all of these are. It's just extra money. At work, when I had a job, there was only one way for me to make money: show up. So I got a show up bonus every 2 weeks. Okay? If I showed up for 40 hours, they're going to give me that 40-hour show up bonus. All right? You got a dual team bonus over here. This dual team bonus alone, it basically allows you to build 2 teams. You know what we'll pay you? The maximum is $250,000 a week. Say that again? 250. As Spike Lee would say, 250. 250 a week. 1,000 per week is what the maximum potential is. Now, here's how I categorize or evaluate businesses. I want you to go to your job tomorrow. Go to Human Resources and say, listen, I want to apply for the position that pays $250 a week. They might send you home and say, you got COVID of the brain. There's no positions that are available, right? You got to play where the money's at. If there's no potential to make it, it's not available to you. Then we have a uni level commission that will pay you overrides on all of your people who are in your team. And when they go out and get Bill Genius customers, we pay you on their customers. That's how I came up with that $6,000 a month plan, because you sponsor 10 people, they get 10 customers. Then you teach those 10, the sponsor 10. That's 100 people. This is in 18 months. They get 10 customers only. And then those 100, so let's just say we did it in 3 6-month intervals. And I'll end with this here. Where's my marker?
Go ahead.
Okay. So watch this here. This is cool. Months 1 through 6, you sponsor 10, and you get 10 customers. Can you do that in 6 months?
Yes.
How many of y'all can do it the first day?
Yes.
10 free customers.
Yes. Yes.
Months 6 through 12, you teach those 10 how to sponsor 10. That means 100 people came in. You don't know those people. Those people get 10 customers, so that's now
1,000.
1,000 customers. Months 12 through 18, those 10 people get just only 10. It takes them 6 months to do it.
1,000.
That means you got 1,000 people.
10,000.
That's 10,000
Customers.
that you've got based off them averaging $100 a month in savings. That's it, just $100 a month in savings. Your income over here is around $6,000 a month. This is not including subscription income. This is not including Zent's income, Vibe Rides income. This is not including travel savings bonus, fast start, all of these. This is only this income alone.
With one product.
We're Bill Genius. Let me ask you a question. You don't have to raise your hands, but if you had to stop working right now, retire, how many of you bring home $6,000 a month to retirement? This is why I told you I can show you how to do it in 18 months. Because it's not about time, it's about you exchange $6,000 worth of value in the marketplace you just only did it at $100 savings per person. But you just did it with a lot of people. And you sit on top of all of it, and you get paid on all of it. So ladies and gentlemen, that is ibuumerang. Join the team, get yourself started. Whoever invited you here today, get with them, let them share with you what to do to get yourself started. Why? So that we can put some people in your business, customers in your crib, and some money in your what?
Pocket.
Pocket. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.